Here to call Caroline, the artist, to the mic because we have to eat dinner at some point, and it's probably getting on. So, Caroline.
Yes.
Well, I guess my big art project is finally done.
Amen.
Wow.
What will you do next?
Oh, I'm a video artist now. Yeah, and I'm gonna do AI. I've been I don't know what to say. I just wondered, does anybody have a question that I could answer?
I've got a question.
Yes.
Did you complete the whole Wholeo Dome when you're in California?
Yes.
That's what I want to know. And Lizzie was there crawling around in it when she was 3 or 4 years old?
Oh, she was there, born in Staten Island when I was making the first 20 panels. And yes, she had to avoid the scraps of glass and things. Yeah, she's my mentor, my guide. She's been helping me all along. Yeah, and 3 years old when we moved to California. Yes, and then yeah, she was there when we finished it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Biko?
I was reading that some of the inspiration in each panel, you know, like what you were thinking about, learning about psychology or different things that are in the dome. I'm curious, now that you've seen it in its newest incarnation, what are your hopes for it, or what do you hope that it communicates moving forward through time to like each generation that comes through?
Okay, it's the search for the whole self. That's why it's called the Wholeo. And it's color healing, first of all. I mean, I was totally inspired as a glass artist, you know, working in a studio making church windows, seeing this colored light, but it never was used really as colored light. I mean, there were just pictures and everything, so I wanted to be in that colored light, and I know that people, when they walk in there, when the sun is shining at different times, I mean, you're going to see it when the sun rises, when it's high, when it sets, when the moon comes up. You're going to keep going in there and have a new experience. Every day it's going to be a different cloud or a different bird or something. So it'll never be over for you. And that was one of the things that I loved about having a building rather than, you know, some drawing in some museum or something. So I felt so happy to be able to do this dream thing, you know, and everything seemed to open up for me. And I think it will for you too. I mean, you might look around and wonder what this is all about, but it'll come to have meanings for you.
Thanks.
Elizabeth's daughter wants a question.
Yes, so I'm asking this for other people to hear because I remember what happened when it happened, and it was so meaningful for me. But when you heard from Marilyn Harris that the farm community was going to resurrect Wholeo, how did you feel? What happened? Talk about it.
Okay, did everybody hear that question? She's asking, how did I feel when Marilyn contacted me and said this project was going to happen? Well, it was so wonderful to think that maybe my dream really would be established. See, it was never done until this moment when it's on the ground, on concrete, with a cover and stairs and people who love it and will take care of it. you know, it was never done till then. And
You cried.
I cried. She knows.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to these people, to Marilyn and to the next generation and everyone who worked?
Oh, yeah, I guess I should say thank you, shouldn't I?
We should thank you.
I mean, without you, it almost never happened. So this is making it happen. Thank you very much, every one of you. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
Should we eat to that?
Would you add that
Go ahead
Jason?
and sit down. Elizabeth Geary Archer,
Yeah.
who's been talking just now. Well, she was born into Wholeo, and she lived in a dome called Bump, which Carolyn built before she built Wholeo. She built a dome to live in called Bump, and it was at a hippie scene in California, in Sonoma County, on a hillside with no running water. She actually created the dome with no electricity, right?
Just a minute.
Did
Running water was all I had.
But you did have electricity.
No electric.
No, she did it in primitive conditions. And inside Bump was besides sleeping quarters in her kitchen, was also her studio where she made the panels, which is kind of amazing. And raising a little girl, Elizabeth. And I wondered if you had anything to say, Elizabeth, about your upbringing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I remember the trip across the country when Mom decided to move the Wholeo project to California, and we packed up in a U-Haul with two young hippies, and we stopped at the Hopi Reservation and met the Kachina dancers on the way, which was, I'll never forget that. Anyway, so we arrived in California, and we ended up on this piece of land owned by a friend of Mom's named Rick, and there was nothing. And I mean, I'm used to New York City, and here is nothing, and I'm 3 years old, but it was amazing. And we had to till the land to make it flat to build the first dome for us to live in. And Mom was so creative. I don't know how she did it, but she did research. Her big mentor was Buckminster Fuller. And I remember, and I can't remember where in the timeline of things, we traveled to Denver, Colorado to see him speak. And I remember being in the big hall, and I was too young to understand what he was talking about. But I remember going, and everyone, it was like hallowed ground. So there are so many mentors in this process for Mom, and Buckminster Fuller is like her spiritual dad and spiritual guidance. And he was such, and I remember she'd have these whole earth catalogs. I don't know if any of you read them. Oh, yeah. And they were always laying around, and she was always researching. And always had a big desk with colored pencils and colored ink and pens, and she was always sketching and drawing and meditating and doing yoga and talking to other artists and getting ideas and being inspired. And we'd go to museums, and she'd have dreams and she'd write them down, and she'd always have some new character. She's written several books and some new thought, and inspired by Alice in Wonderland. And so I was watching all of this as a little girl, and to be honest, I thought she was a little witchy, a little weird, but she was my mom, and I loved her, and now I think I can understand it and appreciate it a lot more. I don't know, you all had this wonderful team, you had each other, but she just had herself. And it was just herself, keeping herself motivated and keeping going over 7 years journey of making this happen. And if you saw them trying to put the panel up, there were like 4 people there helping each other, and you just see this woman on this ladder doing it by herself and twisting those wire ties and making it happen. It's just amazing. You're an amazing woman, and I'm so honored to be your daughter. And thank you. But I also want to say thank you because Wholeo is like my sister or my brother, my whole sister brother. And when I realized that Wholeo was packed away, I never thought it would rise again, and you all made it happen, and I'm just so grateful. It's just so amazing. And I remember when Mom got the news and she posted on Facebook, she's like, I'm crying, you know. It was just an amazing moment for our family. And I'm so grateful that there's this, it's not like you just put it up and you're leaving it. I feel like there's, between Jason and Fuse and Mark and everyone here, that you want to keep it on, that you want to keep it going, and that you'll train the next generation, and that Wholeo might have a hope in this world. And it's really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.